I'm going to say something today that most people in the leadership space are too polished and too careful to say out loud. So let me just go ahead and say it. If your team is underperforming, if your culture feels off, if you can't seem to get the results that you know are possible, there's a real chance that the problem is not your people, that the problem is you. Not your strategy, not the market, not the economy, not the generation of employees that you're managing, you. And more specifically, the version of you that's running on empty, skipping sleep, skipping movement, numbing out, checked out relationally, spiritually disconnected, energetically depleted, and still expecting to show up and lead at the highest level. Hi, I'm Carmen Ohling, CEO and founder of the Amplified Life Company, where we partner with CEOs and leadership teams to build empowered, coaching-driven cultures where ownership is shared, performance is sustainable, and work feels energizing and meaningful again. And today I'm calling out every CEO and senior leader who's treating their body, their mind, and their energy like an afterthought, while wondering why their organization is not reaching its fullest potential. That's the episode, so let's get into it. Here's what I know after 2 decades of coaching executives and living a high-performance life myself. You can only reach your dreams and goals to the level your body can take it. I'll say it again. You can only reach your dreams and goals to the level your body can take it. High-performing organizations require high-performing leaders. This is not some motivational poster. This is a biological, psychological, and organizational fact. And yet I watch brilliant, ambitious-driven CEOs pour absolutely everything they have into their business while their health quietly deteriorates. Their sleep is a disaster. Their nutrition is whatever they can grab between meetings. Movement is something, well, they'll add in or get back to once things slow down. And their closest relationships are running on fumes. Their emotional regulation is held together with caffeine and sheer willpower, and their spiritual and energetic life, non-existent. And then they come to me and they say, Carmen, I have a people problem. No, you have a you problem. Because here's the truth that no one wants to tell you. Your team is watching absolutely everything you're doing. Everything. How you show up Monday morning, whether you seem present or scattered, whether your energy is grounded or frantic, whether you're leading from clarity or chaos, and they're modeling your behaviors, your rhythms, your standards, and your ceiling. And you're setting the tone whether you intend to or not. The real question is, what is the tone that you are setting? Now, let me give you some numbers because I know that we've been sugarcoating this conversation for far too long. A 2024 study found that 55% of CEOs reported experiencing a mental health issue in the past year. That was a staggering 24-point increase just from the year before. 81% of CEOs said companies still view mental health struggles as weak or a burden. So often, people at the top feel like it's not safe to speak up and speak their truth because of that. 70% of C-suite executives are considered at risk for burnout right now. Half of all CEOs report experiencing significant loneliness in their careers, and 61% believe that isolation is actively hindering their performance. Think about that for a second. You can be surrounded by people all day and still feel completely isolated and alone in your responsibility. You see, the higher people rise in leadership, the fewer places they feel safe enough to fall apart. And honestly, that one hits home for me. The responsibility and the pressure that I carried as a VP in my corporate career felt incredibly hard many times. I remember feeling like it was all on me. According to the Journal of Occupational Health Psychology, 26% of executives report symptoms consistent with clinical depression, compared to only 18% in the general workforce. Leaders are more depressed than the people they lead. Research from Morton and the National Bureau of Economic Research found that one small industry downturn can reduce a CEO's lifespan by approximately 18 months. Not a lifetime of stress, one economic downturn. That's 18 months of your life. Burnout does not just affect emotions. Research links burnout to impaired memory, lower cognition, performance, reduced decision quality, and decreased organizational commitment. In 2023, 19 CEOs died on the job. Not retired, not stepped down, died on the job. So this is not a topic to brush over. This is life and death, and it's happening inside the corner offices of organizations right now, today. Somewhere along the way, we've normalized exhaustion as evidence of importance. We praise leaders for carrying impossible pressure while quietly ignoring the psychological and emotional cost of carrying it. So let me be direct about what happens when a leader stops taking care of themselves. Not eventually, right now, in real time, inside your organization. When you're sleep deprived, your decision-making goes down. Long-term poor sleep can reduce your lifespan by almost 5 years if you're a woman and 3 years if you're a man. And research shows that shorter sleep durations are associated with 6 to 15% increased risk of death from basically any cost. You're not being dedicated when you skip sleep. You're shortening your life and downgrading your leadership at the exact same time. When you're not moving your body, your energy drops. Your mood destabilizes, and your capacity for creative thinking, it narrows. The physical body is not separate from your leadership body. They're the same body. And when you're emotionally dysregulated, when you've done none of the inner work, when you're in a reactive state instead of responsive, you create a culture of fear in the people around you. People stop telling you the truth. They manage you instead of working with you. And you wonder why no one is taking ownership. Diminished productivity from poor employee well-being drained $438 billion globally in 2024. $438 billion. And it starts at the top. It starts with you. When your closest relationships are suffering, when you have nothing left for your spouse, your family, your friendships, and when you're operating on a fractured foundation, and guess what? Fractured foundations crack under pressure. When you're spiritually and energetically empty, you lead from depletion. And depleted leaders make desperate decisions. Now, it doesn't happen overnight. It creeps in. And by the time most leaders feel it, it's already begun showing up in their organization for months. So here's the standard I hold every leader to that I work with, and one I hold to myself every single day. Sleep is a leadership strategy, not a luxury. 7 to 9 hours is not laziness. It's how you protect your cognitive edge, your emotional regulation, and frankly, your longevity. And nutrition is fuel for your performance. What you eat directly impacts how you think and how you regulate and how you lead. You want to put bad fuel in a high-performance vehicle. Stop doing it to yourself. Movement is non-negotiable, not because of how you look, because of how you think and how you feel and how you show up. Daily movement is one of the most powerful leadership development tools available to you. Guess what? A walk is free. Emotional health is a leadership competency. If you're not doing the inner work, if you're not in coaching, not reflecting, not building self-awareness, you're actually leading blind, and your team is paying the price. Relational health matters. The quality of your closest relationship is a direct indicator of your capacity to lead well. You can't compartmentalize your way to high performance. Spiritual and energetic alignment is real, whether that means faith, meditation, time in nature, or stillness. You need a practice that connects you to something bigger than your quarterly numbers. Without it, you'll burn out chasing outcomes that never feel like enough. So before you restructure your team, before you implement another strategy, before you blame the culture on your people, I want you to do one thing. Look in the mirror. Not at your results, not at your revenue, and not at your org chart. At yourself, the actual human being who's running the organization. Are you physically healthy? Are you mentally sharp and emotionally regulated? Are you spiritually grounded? Are you meaningfully, relationally connected? Are you energetically alive? Because if the answer to any of those things is no, that's your first leadership problem, not your team. It's you. And the good news is it's completely within your control. You can choose different starting today, not on Monday, not on next quarter, today. And at the Amplified Life Company, we believe this with absolutely everything that we have. You can only reach your dreams and goals to the level your body can take it. High-performing organizations are built by high-performing leaders. And high-performing leaders are relentlessly unapologetic about taking care of themselves, not because they are self-indulgent, but because they understand that they are the instrument that everything else flows through. Now, we've listed a number of resources, tools, and practices in the leader guide in the show notes, so go download it. And this conversation feels uncomfortably familiar to you today, feel free to. I invite you to reach out to me, send me a message on LinkedIn or Instagram, and we'll go old school. I'll personally call you and walk you through your next steps. Because sustainable leadership matters, and happier, healthier teams start with healthier leaders. Your team deserves a leader who shows up whole. Your organization deserves a leader who's operating at their fullest capacity. And honestly, you deserve to feel that good. So if you've been waiting for permission to finally put yourself on the list, this is it. You are the most important investment you'll ever make in your business. Now go take care of yourself. And as always, thank you for being the one.